Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Sunday afternoon. Hey, here's the deal. I'm going to try my best to work my butt off on Saturday nights and Sunday early mornings, okay, to not only give you Sunday reactions on this channel this year, but also start cranking out film studies, as many and as fast as possible. None more important this past weekend than Arch Manning, obviously, right? That matchup against Ohio State did not go as most people planned, okay? Myself included, thought he was going to be cool, calm, and collected. That's not what we saw on tape, and that's definitely not what we saw on TV. All right, so here's the deal. Most coaches, when they come to the microphone, they will tell you after they watch the film, it's not as good as you think, not as bad as you think. I was a little bit taken back to see all mechanical flaws. It's almost as if his entire foundation as a thrower just crumbled because it was a little bit too much on Saturday. And you're going to see what we're talking about. And again, look, if you're a Texas fan listening to this today, I got two pieces of good news for you. One, I am a believer. We have seen it be right. Okay, the mechanics at least. All right. And two, I didn't see a lot of, I'm not seeing the field correctly. I saw a lot of, I'm just panicking after I make a decision. And I think a lot of that is just young nerves and young player stuff. All right. If you're an Ohio State fan today, my God, you're going to have fun. I'm not going to lie to you because this defense is probably one of the most complex defenses I've ever really studied on this network. In fact, most of the time, I don't even know what they're playing because it's so split coverage. All right. I'm tremendously excited to do this as always. We got a couple of rules around here if you are new. All right. If you learned anything about the game of football today, you must subscribe. If you learned anything about your favorite football team today, you must subscribe. And if you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. All right. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. All right, hey, y'all take it easy again. First debut in the studio on the camera switchers for the boy Austin Mixon. He's been crushing Friday Night's Mike. If you're not watching that broadcast, I mean, you're not a true FGM believer. You know what I mean? If you're not watching Friday Night's Mike, I don't know what you're doing. So here we go. We got a big football game right here. I'm excited to do this. Again, hey, I think there's a lot of... We were panicking just a tad bit. Let's get after it. Alrighty. I got to flip over to my notes somewhere in here. I got a whole bunch of Sunday reaction notes right there. All right, here we go. Play number one. Right here, you can see it. Now, I do want to say this for the folks at home. There's some schematic repetitiveness with Steve Sarkisian, and it's very clear. In fact, if you're a diehard Texas fan, really wanting to be critical, if I was that guy wanting to be really, really critical today, I'd take all four first snaps, right? When he came in against UTEP, when he started against UL Monroe, when he started against Mississippi State, this play right here. All four, the same exact play. They're all play action rollout. He came in against Georgia. They ran the same thing. He damn near got sacked by Jalen Walker. It is very, very much so. This is what they like to do and like to get him comfortable. And no duh, watch this front side defensive end. Watch how well he plays this. Okay, watch how quickly he gets into the face of the quarterback. Here we go. Play action. Now, normally they do it naked, right? They roll him on a boot. This time, they're kind of getting him this way. But either way, we got the same type of concepts, right? Clear outs, trying to hit this deep over for this tight end right here coming off of the first play of the game. Now, we got a couple problems here. We're trying to actually work the sail right here with this deep over and this clear out. 1 to 2 to wherever our 3 is, right? Wherever our check down is after that. All right, but here we go. I don't hate the decision. I hate what we do right here throwing this football. First of all, this ball does not need to be thrown 110 miles an hour. It doesn't. It doesn't need to be thrown as hard as he possibly can. In fact, it probably needs to be touched up a little bit. It needs to be layered a tad bit. Right here, man, look how we throw this football. First of all, I think we're a little bit late as we come off of this break. I think that ball probably needs to be thrown right now. All right, he's breaking out on this sail. The concept is, presenting itself. We need to be throwing the football. I think we take another half step. All right, and now we have a defensive lineman in our face. We feel like we can't finish through the throw and continue our momentum, and we're going to chunk this thing in the dirt. We're going to chunk this thing in the dirt. But again, I don't think this ball needs to be like really, did you see how violent we were ripping through that action right there? We don't need to be doing that. All right. Not on this type of throw. We don't need to be that violent right now to start the football game. What does that tell me? I believe the kids nowadays will say he's doing too much. doing a little bit too much. And I think a lot of this mechanically today is doing too much and nerves getting a little bit to him. Hey, by the way, class, look how well this guy plays this. Don't tell me, I know he's a veteran football player. I know he's played a lot of snaps in a backup role behind all these guys, but don't tell me this guy wasn't prepared. Yeah, you just can't. You can't tell me that guy wasn't prepared right there. That's the first snap of the football game too. I actually don't hate the feel right here and how he went through his decision-making process. All right, I forgot the concept we got working here. But like always, we've got some type of crossers, all right, and then some type of dig, and then he's running a clear off red line. All right, if you've been on this network before, you know this is Steve Sarkisian's system. Everything is built off scissors, deep overs, posts, crosses. Like, we're going to cross one way and cross back the other way. All right, so if something goes away, 9 times out of 10, something's coming back. All right, and these guys back here, they know that. They've been trained to teach and taught to know that. So he wants to go to this first little option route. He wants to go that first little option route in the slot. Good Lord, we start bunched and then we get out. He wants to go here, okay? And we win right here. But watch how quickly Caleb Downs drives down, clicks, recognizes, and drives down on this window. So now we click off that, right? If you see Arch, we've already moved left side. But here's the deal. He makes this a tight window throw because he's looking here on this dig. That guy was sitting in that window. Now we're trying to rip to this tight end, and we actually get it to him and a tight window throw and get him a good ball placement right here from Arch. But again, I don't hate the process. All right, we like that option route. That's what coach got us for option number 1. We see Caleb driving down. We get off of it. We work back over here to our dig. We don't like the dig. Now we work down to the tight end. We get the ball out. I don't hate that process right there early on in the football game. It's not all bad, okay? We're not here to crap on Arch today. We're here to learn today. I do believe this guy's going to be really, really good. But all young players go through growing pains. So let's watch them, okay? Let's learn from them. I think it's a dead play. I think it's a false start or something pre-snap. But again, man, y'all gonna see how much these mechanics in the pocket and his throwing mechanics just kind of falter on him in the midst of this football game. Look how panicked this is from the tight. First of all, we shouldn't be throwing that ball even if it is a live snap, but I think our wide receiver gave up on us, so the dig looks a little like a risky throw, but it's because the wide receiver heard the whistles. Look how far we're leaning on our left side after impact. Okay, you're going to see a lot of this today from Arch. We don't throw punches like that. Okay, we throw punches like this, right? We want our shoulder square, our core tight, not losing energy one way or the other. All right, you're going to see a lot of it today. You're going to see a lot of overstriding. You're going to see a lot of his front knee locked, almost fighting back against him. The interception's bad. All right, you're going to see it today. There's a lot of these mechanics that, again, I didn't see in the first 2.5 starts. I want y'all to watch these guys down here on the bottom. Okay, because Texas is all about bunches, all about motions, all about schemes, all about like pre-snap eye candy, right? We're going to show you something, motion to another thing, make you move, attack you there. All right, so when they move, we got to move. When they react, we got to react, right? So watch how locked in these 4 guys are right here. Watch the communication, watch everything as this motion happens, okay? I believe they send the tight end back out. Yeah, look at him. We're going to switch that, okay? The nickel's now playing the deep third. We're changing the point man, all right? And then we're probably going to communicate in the back end as well. Look at all that. We got flat, bubble, outside, over the top, inside, over the top, free lurker. Just an absolute freak lurking in the middle of the field. So yeah, I mean, they get it covered for the most part. I do think coach has got us a winner right here, though. It's a design rollout, by the way. He's not flushing himself from the pocket. I think they're supposed to roll. You know how I know that, class? Look at the tight end motion coming down and whamming on the defensive end. So that's two of the first 3 throws. They're getting him, rolling him right. That's telling me that's what they want him to be. That's where he's most comfortable. All right, what your coordinator asked me to do, or ask you to do, tells me what he thinks you can do. Do we all understand that? That's the way I look at this. I think that ball should be ripped right there. That's a winnable window against this football team. We got to throw that ball. But he's slow out of his break. All right, now, I'm not going to lie to you. I think this is the answer. If you're an anti-Texas believer, if you're somebody who wants to find the answers to stopping Texas, I've seen three games where two teams basically did this to them, and it was no goes. It was no goes. So here's what they got going on, right? It's essentially a 50 front. You guys are old enough on this channel. You might know the 1985 Bears. They invented the 52-man defense. They're playing at 51, right? Playing one linebacker in the box, 4 down linemen, and then they got number 8. Will you look him up on the roster? I think his last name's Savell, something like that. He's a first-year starter, multi-year guy there at that program. He's elite. Anyways, big enough to play edge, fast enough, good enough to play off-ball linebacker. All right, that's what number 8 is for those guys. Now, they're playing this hybrid 50 front with these big wide 9s to stop the wide zone from Texas. Okay, Texas is a wide zone football team trying to get to the edge and then get north and south. Well, it's really hard to do that when we have 2 wide 9s capping those edges, right? So there we go. Now, we got Sonny Styles, who's an elite linebacker as well, playing a free hat. And then we got this guy, Caleb Downs, just roaming around. Everybody else looks to me to be playing a quarter shell behind that. All right, and that could change to 2. That could change to cover 3. They can rock and roll. They can do whatever. All right, but they have a 4-quarter shell behind all of this chaos that's set to stop all of what Texas does. By the way, again, go back and look at it on tape. It's exactly what Georgia did to him. You got a name?
Arvell Reese.
Arvell Reese. Bad dude, man. Everybody's seen his play later go absolutely nuts. And I'll show it to you, his little feint coverage blitz. I think they call that a coffee house stunt. I don't know why it's called a coffee house stunt. This is also a look at Caleb Downs play, which there's going to be a lot of these today. Look at number 2 right here. He just sniffs run, adds himself to the box, gets his hat in. Guys, he's got the mid-hole, all right? It almost works like a Tampa 2 if he thinks it's pass, right? He's got this area of the field. But they've allowed him in this defense when he's in this role, hey, buddy, you just go wherever your heart and mind tell you you're about to go. All right, so right here, he sniffs a run situation. Now, why would he do that? It's 1st and 10, first time they're in mid-territory plus territory, just got a completion for the quarterback. They're in I formation. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go add myself to the box and stick a firm hat in there too. Now, this is crazy to me. Because, guys, this is supposed to be a Manning. But he's supposed to be mechanically clean. That's why I love mechanically clean. This is wild to me. Seeing stuff like double, I mean, I understand the double clutch, but what is that? Look how far left we are leaning. I can draw a line through his body like that. It's a check down that we spike into the dirt. Now, why do we spike in the dirt? Well, actually, we actually throw it clean. Either way, process, not results. My bad. Process or not results. We're going to spike one later, don't you worry. But the mechanics are crazy to me because this is supposed to be a very, very clean guy. See him overstriding? That knee's working back into him right there. I don't know if y'all can see that. Camera 2 is pretty tight right there. Do we all see how that front knee is locked? I did not see that in the last football games that I watched of him. People asking about his sidearmness. That's all just, everything's going crazy in our body. We're just not in control of what's going on. I think it's just because we're young. He is a little bit 3/4, but he's not like, some of these are underneath. It's very, very weird. All right, first off, I want to talk about and give some shout outs to this guy right here. I don't even know Buddy's name. All right, he's the 3rd linebacker for Ohio State. But again, tell me they weren't prepared. This is a staple in the Texas offense. We're trying to get this tight end wide open. If he's not open, we're hitting this dig, right? We're going to throw 1 off 2, maybe a comeback back here, 3 if we work late, okay? I don't know what they got going on at the top, but it's a staple. This is the primary read in this system, and it gets thrown the hell up off of because this linebacker does such a great job. Watch how quick his eyes snap to the tight end. Wham! All right, find him, now ride him. All right, find him, now ride him. All right, reroute him and deliver him to the mid-hole safety or the mid-hole player. Now, this is what's really, really weird to me, okay? And this is almost concerning, but I just think it's a young player. Watch us run ourselves into contact right here at quarterback. This ball flares on us, and we're lucky it doesn't get picked off. All right, first of all, clean as day. Pocket is it not? Look at that sucker. Clean as day. We have no reason to move left, right, front, center. No reason to go anywhere. Just let the play develop, which we know it's going to have to because the timing's got messed up, right? We just float left right there. Did y'all see that subtle movement left right there? Why? Where are we going? Maybe we think this defensive tackle is winning inside. We run ourselves into pressure right here on the left side. Trust your guy. Hey, trust him right there. Trust him to hold up. I think that's DJ Campbell. I think that's a 3-year starter for Texas. That's a big-time football player. Trust him to do his job. All right, hey, now this ain't just Ohio State getting the young quarterback. This is Ohio State getting the coordinator on the sideline. Also, I don't know how much football you know. All right, but here we go. We got wide receiver running over, and we got somebody what we call traveling with him. Right, the nickel is traveling with the wide receiver. 99.9% of times in college football, if somebody moves and one person moves with them, they're playing man coverage. They're playing man coverage. It's good. It's almost certain they're playing man coverage. So watch this. Okay. Travel the nickel with the slot receiver. All right. Hey, and look, we got square shoulders and square eyes. He's cheating a little bit. He's got square shoulders, a little bit cheat there, open hip. But guess what? Everything they're showing them looks like man coverage. Maybe it's man coverage. It's probably man coverage. So watch what Sark does. Sark, hard count, check with me. Sark calls a man beater. We get clear outs from the front side. Dadgummit, I always do that. We get clear outs from the front side, all right, and we get a drag from the tight end. All right, here's the concept. We're basically going to run these guys out, and we're trying to hit that drag from that tight end because we think we've got man coverage. But watch what Ohio State does. Watch these 3 guys down on the bottom. Here comes the check with me, all right, still presenting as man coverage, still presenting. Now we get a little bit of bail from the nickel, and they're about to roll into a zone coverage. Look at that. Now he's squatting. He delivered to the safety. He delivered to the low hat player. So for 40 seconds leading up to the snap, everybody, including the 10-year play caller on the sideline, thought we were getting man coverage. We didn't. So now we're holding the football, and now we're taking a sack. Now, why is that? You know what I'm saying? Can't blame it all on the young quarterback. They're getting everybody right now. You know what I mean? They did just win a national title. I know they replaced their defensive coordinator, but that guy ain't no slappy either. See, like you could say, hey, you need to throw it into that window. Just wait, it'll open up. He probably thought he had man coverage. He's wondering why the guy's not trailing him right now. I thought I was going to throw a 1 ball into his face. No, we're good. Actually, I do want to talk about this. Okay. Look what happens when this motion happens. I want y'all to look at 18 from the tight. This is a first-year starter. He's a sophomore for Ohio State, and he's elite. Jalen McClain, I think is his name. Watch what happens when this motion comes. Look at all this communication. Did they flip the back yet? No, they haven't. All right, hold on. Here it goes. They already did. Watch when this guy goes under. Watch what 18 realizes. He's going under, all right? And what I told you earlier, look at him turn his shoulders back to that deep over. Right? I told you, and 9 times out of 10 in this offense, if something goes away, something's coming back. So if you see something, under, you turn your butt back around and you get ready for that deep over to come back to you. Because it's going to come back to you. Watch it from the wide right here. Look at him. They sent the motion. They called the check with me. He's rotating back over. All right, as soon as he sees that tight end go low, points out, under. Now he's going to flip his hips and sit and squat for that deep over. And oh my God, he runs right into it, right? They're really, really fun to watch defensively. I just wish I knew what they were playing. You know, I wish I could sit here and tell you, oh, that's cover 7. That I'm just not a nerd like that. You know, I don't know it at that high of a level. I played in the box, you know, but I can sit here and tell you it's freaky. It's freaky. That's for damn sure. All right, I hate this decision. I hate this decision. All right, so when they present that 50 front to us, right, with the Sonny Styles standing up and Caleb Downs lurking, we know 9 times out of 10 they're probably going to play some type of Tampa, right? But he's a free player. And if we test anybody on the field today, we probably shouldn't test this guy. We probably shouldn't just throw into the window hoping that he is not going to make a play, which he doesn't here, but he might the next time. You know what I mean? Watch this play right here. We're trying to work this dig into this window right here. And number 2 is just all over it. Watch him. Turns, identifies it, says, here it comes. I guarantee he breaks in. If he does, he's running to me. Now he's ready for him. All right. And here comes the football. Here goes the football. Bang. Turns his head around, gets his eyes on the football, just barely misses a pick. And he's mad at himself. Look at this. Watch this from the tight. We can test anybody today. We can't test 2. You know what I mean? Because he knew it was coming. He just didn't get you this time. He's going to get you the next time. How about the alertness of that football player? You know what I mean? To snap our head back around and find the football. Yeah, I know we didn't catch it because it went 100 miles an hour by our face. Nobody else caught it, though. This was the clip that made me, I just put this on here. This has nothing to do with Arch. I just put this on here because I think 18 might be the best closer I've studied on this tape in a long time. My dude flies to the football. Let's see if we can get a good look at it from the tight right here. He's in the top right of your screen. And he came to balance too. I don't know if y'all saw that. There's a stutter in there to make sure we don't get cut back on because we're trying to vice the football, which is exactly what we're trying to do, right? We are trying to vice the football, all right? Look at that stutter right there. Boom. Good job. All right. We just got to have a conversation. Now, I don't know if this is, this is one of those situations, Austin and audience, where I wish I could be in the room with the kid or with the coach and just be like, what are you seeing? What are you thinking? What are you teaching this guy? Because when I watch this from the wide, I do kind of understand why he doesn't throw this deep, this tight end. This tight end is going to sit right here, and they're working this deep action over here to the deep over, right? And this is the where he ends up throwing this football, and this corner leaks into this. And I know Texas fans want a PI here. Guys, if he gets to the spot first and turns around like that and doesn't create contact, I don't know. It's a hairy call one way or the other. If anybody got PI, I think it might be the guy in the back throwing his hands down in here, the safety, 18, who we were just loving up on. All right, but let's talk a little bit of football right here. All right. Coach draws this system up very, very friendly to the quarterback. We're going to motion that guy over in deep hook. All right, so all we're really working on right here is these 2 football players. If this guy doesn't turn and run with the safety, or if we think we got leverage on him, we're throwing it. But what makes this really, really tough is when that corner is athletic enough and good enough to play both this stop or this hook or this comeback or whatever you want to call it and get back into the mix here, which is exactly what number 7 does. So let's take a look at it. And I want to open the dialogue for a line of criticism here because I do think he can see this corner bailing and should be ripping number 13 right now to the flat. Or to the sideline. That's what he should be doing, but I don't know how he's coached. That's why I said sometimes I want to be in those rooms. But when I look at it from the tight right here, guys, he's staring at the damn corner that is very clearly bailing. Watch this. All right. Works the progression right before he's throwing this. I thought late last night, this is what happens when you watch it at 1:30 in the morning, Austin. I thought late last night we had eyes on this corner and saw him bail. All right, I'm gonna give him a good play by Ohio State, and it looks like a bad miss throwing in double coverage if you don't know what you're looking at. That's why I'm gonna give that one. Oh, it's just another clip of number 2 being special. Sorry, Texas fans. I should be here just coaching. Arch up, but like he's not supposed to be there, guys. He's not supposed to be there. He's supposed to be a mid-hole player right now. And he just sniff and run. So he's just going to add himself to the box. That's not a blitz. That's not a call. That's just him. And I guarantee you, if we really had a conversation with him, he could say, well, I understood that if they were to run the football, they have a double here and a crease here. So obviously they have a void right there in B gap. And his brain goes like that, guys. His dad was a 15-year college football coach. His brother's in the league. Like, it happens like that for some of these people. Just click, trigger, get in the box, make him bounce where he don't want to bounce. Honestly, it's one of those opinions I have every year where it's so film-based. When I say Caleb Downs is the best player in college football, I am flabbergasted when people give me pushback. You know what I mean? That's how passionately I believe about that take. And this shit right here is diabolical. This one's the one that's going viral. Ohio State fans have already seen it. We're bringing corner pressure. All right, but we're also going to coffee house stunt here with number 8. By the way, this is not new to college football. We've seen it on the channel back. Now, only good teams do it. Only great teams do it. I haven't seen it in the SEC probably since Georgia 2021 when they had Nakobe Dean, Channing Tindall, Quay Walker, all those freaks at linebacker. Same thing right here. All right, watch number 8. Okay, he's going to give, again, I don't know why this is called a coffee house stunt. I call these feints. No different than like, we're going to show the jab, right? We're going to feint the jab, hey? All right, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to feint the coverage, change the protection. Watch 72's eyes are going to snap left. We got him baited now, and now we add into the pressure, and he's cooked. Now, this gets really, really dangerous when number 8 starts getting like real comfortable with it and realizes, hey, instead of continuing this way, I just need to get sharp right here. Watch, okay? Oh, I've already gotten him to commit now. Hey, defensive end, go ahead and swallow both of those guys, and I'm going to cut back over here. But the wrap still works because they get home either way. But I feel like 74, if he's doing his job of being an offensive lineman, passing off stunts, I feel like he's still got an opportunity to win right there. I'm not giving you no quarterback analysis there, but there ain't nothing to watch. But here we got it right here. We have such shaky feet, man. We have such shaky feet when we throw the football right now. It's crazy to me. I just never thought that this is what I would see. Do you see them double taps right there, Austin? Watch this. We just don't. It's what I saw with Ty Simpson. It's what I see now on the tape. I guarantee if I really, really studied Julian, I'd probably see it too. Young football players that do not trust what they see, which at this point, we're 26 snaps in, about 2.5 quarters. I wouldn't be trusting what I'm seeing neither, because everything they're showing me is lying to me. Where are we at time-wise, Austin? It's in that bottom right-hand corner over there. It should be ticking.
27.
Oh, we're rolling, guys. We're moving through this. I thought this might be a 90-minuter. Now I know this ball gets tipped. I'm talking process, not results. It's just, it looks uncomfortable to me. Flipping through. They're trying to run the football right here. This is the one we spike into the ground. Now, I'm not going to be, look, I didn't believe it. Obviously, I didn't believe it when the coach told me, but I had an NFL scout tell me that, hey, I don't think he can layer the football. I don't know if he can, like, touch throws. And I'm like, huh? He's like, yeah, everything they did for him was rips, digs, post, go balls, you know, like just throw it as hard as you can, but roll him right, rip it hard. I don't know if he can layer the football, coach, is what this coach was telling me. And I'm like, I don't know. How do you know that? And he's like, go watch his check downs in his screen game. Go watch his check downs and watch his screen game. When he's flipping and flaring to the back or whatever, watch the accuracies of those footballs. And they're up, they're down, they're left, they're right. They're just, I don't know. There's something there. I think this is just trusting our arm a little bit too much instead of trusting the footwork that we're taught and coached, which is kind of the theme here, man. Or, hey, maybe it's just a bad miss. I don't know. But it's a dead play for us as an offense, and now it's 2nd and 13. Now, it doesn't help when our tight end, I think at the top of the screen, who we're trying to get this spray route to, or actually we're trying to run a corner, like a basic, like a little smash right here against this zone. It doesn't help when he falls down and we have to get off of the click or off of the read. But man, this Ohio State defense, guys, this Ohio State defense is a little bit different. Okay. Let's see. Who am I looking at here? That's just absolutely, oh, 18 again. Hey, 3x1, they're more than likely to do something like this. All right, even if they do run this, right? 3x1, they're probably likely to run something back to me, right? So watch number 18 as soon as the ball is snapped, even before the ball is snapped. Look at his angle. When I see stuff like this, this tells me they know you. You know what I mean? And I see stuff like this on Georgia's tape against them. I see stuff like this on Ohio State's tape against them. Because how could they not know them? They played the last game against them, all right, that Texas played, all right, and they spent all offseason studying and preparing for them. How could they not know them? I feel like Texas might need to learn, because, bro, you are not getting there. Like, you are not throwing that football. He's closing, driving down. And now we're set to scramble. And it's a great job competing right here, going and picking up the sticks and all that good stuff. But, like, I think this is more about Ohio State right here being far more prepared than we ever imagined. All right? I'm talking about we as a Texas staff, or maybe a quarterback or an analyst that, you know, predicted he would maybe win the Heisman. I felt like I think at one point last year I said on this network, golly, I feel like I've watched Texas so much, I think I'd have a game plan. You know what I mean? And the game plan is the safeties. Like, you got to stop the Dovers. Now he's sped up and he's missing explosives. Okay? Hey, look, hey, shocker. We got another Dover trying to work here. All right, off the post. All right, just trying to run into a zone here, and we got it running to grass. That ball should be thrown, and I can guarantee you, all right, if I set Sark down and said, hey, coach, why did you call this play? He probably said, because I caught the corner bailing into the high post, when he probably should have had his own deep third on that previous play we just showed you. Do you all remember that, class? Hey, sometimes you got to have a photographic memory around here. But we miss an explosive right here because we're just a little bit sped up in our own mind. Like, hey, pocket's clean, buddy. We got an opportunity here. We're going to have an opportunity here. It's going to run to grass. We just got to hold on to the football just a tad bit. I'm really proud of these Texas receivers. There's a couple of them running butt naked throughout this tape, and they no bad body language, no, none of that. I love that. They're going to be all right. I don't think it's going to be a problem, guys. They're going to be all right. All right, hey, their next big game, whatever their next big game is, they play a couple of tomato cans the next couple of weeks. I had a Texas fan say that in the chat, and I thought that was hilarious, so I keep using it. You better be adding stuff like this into it. Look, if we have 60 snaps against Alabama, or I don't think they play Bama this year. If we have 65 snaps against Georgia when you come to Athens, I think 10 of them need to be this. I think we need to move and convert chains with his athleticism and nice and easy, not make him be Eli Manning or Peyton Manning, let him be Arch Manning and do stuff like this a couple of times, because he does look athletic, he's big, he makes really, really good decisions, all right? And I think he thinks less when he's doing stuff like this, which is probably good in these bigger games. We don't want these guys thinking, we want them playing. Now, this is a dead giveaway. Now, this has nothing to do with Arch. This is football. If you want to know whether or not your coordinator trusts your quarterback, look what they do down here. All right, these are 4 straight runs of running into loaded boxes to no avail. All right, that's just everyone in the world getting told, hey, right now, and they shouldn't, we don't trust the young quarterback to put it in the air. They shouldn't, all right, in these situations. Not right now. Now, next week when they play UTEP, probably. Quarterback draw. Smack. He got hit hard this week, by the way, guys. Got hit really, really hard. Every time he toted it, I felt like he got hit hard. And we're in empty. Bring the back out. Quarterback run. I think we misread this too, buddy. Follow your ball carrier, or follow your blocker. If big fella wants to come out here, you follow him. Let's go. Ain't nothing in there for you but big bodies in the middle. Follow your lead blocker. All right, so now we got 3rd and 3, ball on the 3. I think this is a handoff to Cedric Baxter. Yep, and then this is a quarterback sneak where we get our face mask jacked up. I mean, look at that. That's a freeze frame of his helmet directly north and south. So, yeah, that probably didn't feel good either. I'm telling you, he got hit hard in this football game. Let's go to play 46. Again, don't tell me they weren't prepared. Watch this nickel, guys. Watch him literally run this sail route for this receiver. Watch this. Gets on the hip, and he's like, I bet you're breaking out. I bet you're breaking out. Now, this is a pick, and it's bad, all right? And it's a great play by this corner, but I wanted to note that nickel right there, because you can't tell me they weren't prepared for whatever it is that you were doing, because that dude is running that route for him. There is no doubt in that guy's mind that you are breaking outward. Now, it might be your body language, but these guys are taught nowadays to lie with their body language. You could stick back inside at any moment. He don't believe it. No way. He is running that sucker for you, Bubba. All right, so yeah, you undercut it, and we throw this high clear out route, which I don't even know if it was in the concept right here, but hey, nonetheless, it's like a double corner route almost. It's like the high post or high corner with the sail off of it, but he is way off his landmark. So now we're throwing to that high corner route, and I'm going to tell you why it sailed on us, or why it ducked on us. All right, look at our mechanics in the back end. Look at that front knee. Can you, I can't get you to zoom in on too. I'm going to zoom in on it for you. This is the best shot for it, so I need to come over here. Sorry. This is what makes our network elite. Look at that front knee, guys. Y'all see how vertical and locked out that is? That is fighting back into our emotions. All right, that is fighting back into our body. It is a direct line back into us. All right, we can't have that when we're trying to throw balls 45, 50 yards down the field. Hit number 8 again, and it'll reset camera 2. All right, we can't do that when we're trying to throw these balls 40, 50 yards down the field. It's ultimately going to duck on us. It's going to nose down on us. It's going to be undercuttable. Good look at it here from the tight. See how leaning we are? Like we're, I never thought I'd see this from this kid. And it's very clear that ball dies on him at the end. Amen? Look at that. Might spin right, but it ain't flying right. Peyton was always ducking. All right, this was the play I talked about. This is nuts, man. All right, so they look like they're playing cover 3 right now. They look like they're playing cover 3. It looks like he might have deep thirds. Looks like he's going to rotate. Looks like he's got deep thirds. Downs is in the box. That's what I think I got. All right, but watch what he does right here before the snap. That right there. All right, that's telling Arch, hey, I'm going to open up to the mid-hill, or I'm going to open up to the half-field read. Right? So, of course, as we have another Dover working back into us, I can't throw it because Caleb's going to be there. Right? So I'm going to stick left side the entire time. What he doesn't know, this is a lie. He's lying to him. He's so good. He's so confident. He's going to lie to the quarterback right now. He's actually got hard flats. They are playing cover 3. Watch this. It is cover 3. He's got deep thirds. He's got deep thirds. He's got deep thirds. We're all on one level playing field. This is going to run for grass. I can promise you. But we're not getting over to it. Why? Because pre-snap, oh my God, it ran to grass. Because pre-snap, we got lied to. Watch it from the tight right here. This is the chess playing. When we talk about football, it's chess, not checkers, all that goofy stuff. This is what it is. Because look at 16's eyes. All right, look what he's doing the entire time. The moment he brings this motion in, look at who he's staring at. All right, checks him again. Checks him, staring right at him, looks at him post-snap, sees him bail, and now he's working left the whole time. He ain't working back right. I think our front knee slammed on us there again. You just can't see it because the left guard's in the way. I'm freaking out about mechanics late night in the notes right here, man. Sometimes I wish the notes could go live, but I just can't. What are we doing? What is that? We're a big freeze frame channel around here. When you get done throwing the football, I ought to be able to freeze that frame, and you ought to be in control, tight to the direction of the point you're trying to throw that football. Not that. That looks chaotic. And all we had 1 plus movement. That's it. Watch it from the tight. Good pickup on the blitz. Look at that. Now, hey, great completion, great ball. Process, not results. Process, not results. Somebody watching today is like, he really just criticized his best throw of the day. Yeah, I did. because we're still all over the place with our body. Now, I think we got to throw this ball before this guy breaks. I think we're late right here. We get him back into a cover 3. Sark calls a great cover 3 beater, right? We're going to run this comeback back to your face right now into this void. All right, as long as this low hat player doesn't get underneath it, we're going to rip this football off one hitch right there. That is one hitch, okay? Right before his break, we have to throw this football. All right, watch what happens. We're going to take one extra hitch, and we're going to have a defender in our face, and we're going to wonder why. And now this ball is going to go all over the place. And it's going to get undercut. And bad things are going to happen. We're also shying away from contact. So there's that. That ball's got to be thrown right now. It's not. Coach tried to give him some winners. I feel like every coordinator or every fan's either Arch sucks or the coach sucks. I think it was a bad day for both. Look, I don't question this decision here because I don't know how you're taught to run mesh, which is all we're doing, right? We're running mesh right here with a Z spot over the middle of the ball. I don't know how you coach it. I coach it low to high versus zone, or excuse me, low to high versus man, high to low versus zone. I could spend 10 minutes explaining that to you. Bottom line, if I were a coordinator, I don't know if I would be running mesh because bad things happen. People collide, right? I have one offensive coordinator buddy of mine from Milton says, who's on the ground? That's what he calls mesh. Someone's going to end up on the ground. It's either going to be the quarterback or one of the wide receivers. But hey, I think we misread it. Like, I could second guess this, especially here in a second. It looks wide ass. I mean, that's a touchdown over there. I can sit here and do the freeze frame stuff that I'm more worried about the ball right here. This ball is completely uncatchable. Okay. I can sit here and second guess the decisions all day. The ball is uncatchable. We throw it way too hard. We throw it at his shins. He's not ready for it, which tells me he didn't know when the ball was coming, right? Either he didn't know when the ball was coming or you were out of your window, right? I mean, that ball's thrown way too hard, guys. All right, guys, I want y'all to see this down on the bottom. Now, they lied to us last time, right? They showed man coverage. They lied to us last time. So this time, they're going to show man coverage, but stare at us the entire time. They're going to stare at us the entire time, which eyes at us as a quarterback normally indicate zone coverage. Not this time. Not this time, okay? This time they're going to stick with the man coverage, and I want you guys to watch all three of these guys just absolutely lock in. You want to know what I think good coaching looks like? It's not just the operation works smoothly or you're calling good plays or that you got great players or that you're doing great in the performance categories. It's stuff like this. Put us in two, Austin. Okay, I want you to see all three of these human beings. I want you to see them all. Matter of fact, I want you to move camera 2 down just a little bit so we can see them all. Okay? All right? And I want you to pay attention to how all three of these human beings do the exact same thing at the exact same time. We talked on the channel earlier today about having 22 eyes on the football field at all times that share one thought defensively. Okay, watch them literally. They look like twin or triplets here in a second. They all lock in at the same moment. Watch. Right? Boom. They look like triplets. Because they're all coached the same way, right? They all absorb the coaching the same exact way. Press 8 for me. They all absorb the coaching the same exact way. And of course, I'm shocked that they're in lockstep with who they're covering. It's flabbergasting to me. This will be the last clip because I don't have anything more than this isn't the guy. This isn't the guy that I saw. Again, even on the great completions, it's not the mechanics that I watched last year. All right, that works. But watch us at the end here. We're already yanking that thing left. I think we're overstriding. But that's a great ball. It's a great ball. He's got a great ball later. They come back to a red line shot on a switch release that looks really, really good. But this is what we got to eliminate. All right, let's get this one last freeze frame of this and have a conversation about locking our front knee out as a passer. Again, great ball. It's damn near a dot It's on Dilfer's dimes back in the day. It's a great ball, but our front knee is locked, son. Do we all see that? How much we are yanking that back into our body as we throw? Okay, eventually that thing's going to flutter on us and it's going back the other way. All right, hey, appreciate you guys for being here. If you enjoyed this today, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and damn sure make sure you subscribe. I love you. We'll see you next time.